Habari ma Afrika, mimi ni King. Nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, so the two rallies that Fikile Mbalula and the NEC of the ANC actually did not want to happen, happened by force. You remember the day the NEC of the ANC announced that they are going to realign, reinforce the structures of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. That same day, it was the day when the two posters dropped that there was going to be rallies in Pietermaritzburg by Usboniso Duma and in Alexandra by Panyaza Lusufi. Now, Panyaza Lusufi has said a lot of things in his rally. Spoke about the NEC, how the division of the ANC is not going to stop them from fighting on and defending the ANC. How he even praised Cyril Ramaphosa, saying that they must defend Cyril Ramaphosa. He spoke about the Bella Bill. Of course, he spoke about the NHI. He spoke about Helen Ziller. He spoke about Yalush Walush. He spoke about so many things that I want us to break down. The fact of the matter remains, is the ANC going to be able to retrieve the numbers that they have lost? While Panyaza Lusufi said some people have left the ANC to the MK and came back running. In fact, Panyaza Lusufi says those who left the ANC for the EFF, for the MK political party are cowards. They should come back home and come back to defend the ANC. Panyaza Lusufi is one of those politicians that has got respect outside the ranks of the ANC. But there is some other things that he said here that I don't agree with. So let's break down his speech and talk about the future of the ANC, especially when it comes to Gauteng and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're speaking about Panyaza Lusufi. But before I do, let me speak about the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. I've got a surprise for one of our supporters, our loyal supporters. Now, you guys know that we've got a buy one pellet for Paseta to build the school campaign. Well, I have changed the name of Buy One Pellet into the Bishop Mike Radebe campaign. Why? Because this man has been supporting the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture like nobody before. And he is the first person to buy a full pellet alone, ladies and gentlemen. When we speak about Pan-Africanism, other people love how it sounds. Other people like involving themselves around Pan-Africanism thoughts. But when it comes to them putting their hands in their pocket in order to build a future for the coming generation, you start seeing people bachachela morao. Mike Radebe is not one of those people. He is an honorable leader that has been supporting the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. And we want to honor him, that everybody that is going to buy a pellet, we are saying this is the Mike Radebe campaign. We are going to honor you, sir, until we finish building this school, because you have shown us that you are a true Pan-Africanist, not only with your mouth but also with your actions. So today I'm announcing fully that the Buy One Pellet campaign has changed to the Mike Radebe campaign. So if you want to buy a brick, a pallet of bricks for Paseta, we're going to honor you with the honorable name of Mike Radebe. So please, the details are on your screens. The banking details are on your screens. So make sure you deposit only 1,500 Rand, gets us a pallet of bricks so that we can build this school. Thank you so much to Mike. Mike, we really honor you. We really thank you for what you've done. I did not know how to repay you. This is the best way that our team thought we could honor your partnership with Paseta. You guys know that we are having a gala dinner on the 2nd of May. And we are inviting you guys to buy a ticket of 1,000 Rand or the VIP ticket of 2,000 Rand to come and donate to the school so that we can build this school in a speed of light. Thank you so much for everyone that has bought a ticket already. If you haven't, please visit www.paseta.co.za to purchase your ticket. Okay, that's enough about Paseta. Let's go now to Panyaza Lusufi, who had a rally there in the Alexander Stadium, speaking about a lot of things. The most important thing that he spoke about was the NEC, the National Executive Committee, saying, listen, he knows there's other people that hate them as the provincial leaders of Gauteng, but they're going to keep on fighting and defending the ANC. And they are not going to stop, soldiering on in Gauteng. Listen to this.
Ever since the announcement that the national leadership want to intervene, there are some of our leaders here have stopped attending PC meetings, have stopped going to their deployment. They are not even here in this particular rally because they are crossing their fingers that all of us must be removed. It does not work that way. We must work together at all times, and we must be guided by our national leadership. So, comrades, all of us here must commit ourselves to the renewal agenda. All of us here, comrades, we must belong to the ANC. All of us here, comrades, we must send one strong message. Asindao. Even those that hate us in the ANC, you can do whatever you want to do. Asindao, you will find us here and will defend the ANC here. Asindao.
Now, the divisions in the ANC in terms of factions and sides has always been clear, ladies and gentlemen. That's something that the ANC is finding hard to run away from. There's factions clearly. There's a Fikile Mbalula faction and there's a Panyaza Lusufi faction. They don't want us to say it like that. ANC supporters don't want us to say it like that. But unfortunately, that is how it is. We looking from the outside, we can see that there's some tensions. Now, you remember the NEC sat down. Where were they? I think they were in KZN or in Gauteng, actually. And when they came out, Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General of the ANC, said, listen, we have decided that we are going to reinforce the structures of the provincial leadership of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. And we are saying those leaders no longer have power. We are going to reinforce them. They must not, hold any gatherings or give any instructions out until the NEC is finished. And then we will then decide on a direction to go with those two particular provinces. But you know what? That same day, that's when Panyaza Lusufi, as the provincial leader of Gauteng, and also Usboniso Duma of KwaZulu-Natal made an announcement that they will be having events on the on the 2nd of February. Now, they did have those events, and in KwaZulu-Natal, it was there in the Pietermaritzburg, again trying to create this notion that no, even though we have lost all of these numbers, we are still strong in our presence, because look at this beautiful gathering. Look at what we have done in KwaZulu-Natal. Look at how many people came out, how many people were dancing and screaming, because that's what the ANC tries to do. But we all know ANC can fill any venue without any problems. Why ANC does not have a problem gathering people? Because they have budget. Unlike other political parties, ANC can fill up the planet Earth if they wanted to, because they have the numbers and the budget to do so. Now, when we go back to Gauteng, it's the same thing. Panyaza Lusufi is trying to hold that Gauteng on his neck to say, guys, I am in control here in Gauteng, and send a strict message to the NEC, the National Executive Committee of the ANC, to say, you can reshuffle as you want, but you're not going to touch me. And that is very apparent, because Panyaza is saying there are some provincial executive members that have not come to the gathering. So there's that division of people. Also, I would even go as far as saying disrespecting Panyaza Lusufi. They are not attending other PEC meetings. They are not attending this particular rally. So it means that they are not on Panyaza Lusufi's side. So he's saying, listen, we know there are those people who hate us, but are seeing Dao. He says, we are not going anywhere. We will continue fighting here in the ANC. It's quite interesting to see where all of this is going to end, because it's not going to end good. Panyaza Lusufi, like, let me put it like this. NgesiNdebele sithi iswazi lakhe lingaphakathi kwamanzi. Yeah, umtsukiri wakho ungaphakathi kwamanzi. How do I say it in English? Like, how do I say, his punishment is being loaded, or his bullet is in the chamber, rather, let me put it like that. Because Abo Fikile Mbalula, they are planning on how to remove Panyaza and how to reinforce the Gauteng leadership. Even though they might not remove Panyaza directly, immediately right now, they're going to make sure that the people underneath Panyaza don't support what he's doing. So we want to see, are they going to remove TK? What are they going to do? It's quite interesting. And also, Panyaza Lusufi went out to say the people that have joined the MK political party, that have joined the EFF, are cowards. They must come back home and fight to defend the ANC. Panyaza, defend the ANC foot.
And we want to say to those that left the ANC to join Umkhonto weSizwe, or those left the ANC to join EFF, we want to send you a strong message. Niyamakwala, buyane kaya, sizolwa impe kaya, so that we defend the African National Congress. There must be no one who insult our president and say this is the ANC of Ramaphosa. This is the ANC of the people. This is the ANC of Nelson Mandela. This is the ANC of Oliver Tambo. This is the ANC of all of us. We are running a campaign, and we are proud, comrades. In the next few days, we are going to welcome hundreds of people that left to join another political party. They are coming back home because they've realized that side, that home is better than that side. They've realized that home is nice and sweet, and they've realized that there's nothing better than the African National Congress.
Now, I wish Panyaza Lusufi placed this statement that he made in a better way. I wish he phrased it a little bit better, because the people who left the ANC, either for the MK political party or the EFF, the majority of them have got valid reasons. And Panyaza has to accept and appreciate that fact, that people left because of valid reason, whether it be the group that left with Julius Sello Malema. He took away 1 million youth out of the ANC, and the ANC has never recovered ever since then. Or is the people that followed the former president Jacob Zuma. There is valid reasons why these people are leaving the ANC, and the ANC has to introspect and reflect on why these people are leaving the ANC. So I don't agree with him to say these people they are cowards. They must come back and fight there in the ANC. No. The ANC must change, and it will attract those people back. The majority of the people don't have the problem with the ANC. ANC policy-wise, ANC structural-wise, the problem with the ANC is the leader. Is the leader. Change the leader of the ANC. I promise you, you're going to see different, you're going to see people coming back in the speed of light. So, yes, some of them might find that there's nothing better than the ANC, because in the ANC, unlike all the other political parties, you've got freedom of speech. A person can stand up and challenge Panyaza Lusufi. A person can stand up and say something against Cyril Ramaphosa or against Fikile Mbalula or whatever. Those freedoms are very limited in other political parties. Say something against Julius Malema and see what is going to happen. Say something against Jacob Zuma and see what is going to happen. And that goes for Helen Zille, that goes for Gauteng Mackenzie, it goes for all of these political parties. freedom, there is freedom of speech, but whether there is freedom after speech is another question. So yes, he wants to defend the ANC. He even says no one must insult the president and say this is the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. But then he names this is the ANC of Kwala, of Nelson Mandela. No, we are saying the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa because we must keep Cyril Ramaphosa accountable for his term. Just like you guys of the ANC, Abu Panyaza, you are attacking Jacob Zuma for his term. You call it the 9 wasted years. You don't call it the 9 wasted years of the ANC, the 9 wasted years of the leadership of Jacob Zuma. That's what you guys are saying. So why is it when it comes to Cyril Ramaphosa, then we must change tune and try to sugarcoat it? It is the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa. Right now, he's the man that is ruling. And everything he does in his term is things that we will remember him for. So I don't agree with Panyaza Lusufi when it comes to that. Now, of course, Panyaza Lusufi, every time he takes stage, he's going to speak about the NHI, he's going to speak about the Bella Bill, he's going to speak about expropriation without compensation. Those are the key topics that tickle the fancies of fans. Poor people want to hear that they can go to private hospitals and get help. And this is what Panyaza said.
We want to send this message to our leadership of the ANC that is here. We want to send this message to the leadership of the ANC in our NEC. Comrade TG, there must be no member of society that is sick that can't go to hospital because they don't have a medical aid. There must be no person that is rejected in a private hospital because they don't have a medical aid. We are urging Minister Mutwaledi, we are also urging President Ramaphosa, let's implement the NHI now. We are ready as Gauteng to budget for NHI. We are ready to open our clinics and hospitals so that our people can get medical assistance in our hospitals. We must not listen to a zeal that NHI must not be implemented. We must not listen to a DA that the NHI must not be implemented. We are also extending this message, Comrade TG. Abantwana bethu nabantwana babelungu fanele bafunde eclassroomini eyi-1, abanye bayofunda isiZulu, abanye bafunde i-Afrikaans, but bafunde esikolweni esi-1, and whoever rejects this proposal must just leave us alone. We are ready to defend Bella, and we are ready to ensure that our children are not oppressed again. They must tell us what's wrong for our children to be in the same classroom with their children.
Guys, when it comes to the NHI, when it comes to the Bella Bill, I am sitting on the fence. I will believe it when it happens. I will believe it when it happens. I don't think we're going to see the full implementation of Bella Bill in the sense that Panyaza Lusufi is talking about, that these children must sit in one class, be taught by the same teacher, but only change classes when maybe these ones are going to do Tswana and these ones are going to do Afrikaans. But after you do your languages, you come back here and we all do mathematics in English, we all do geography in English. Nobody must separate and say, no, I'm doing geography in Tswana or in Afrikaans, so you can be in my class, creating this issue of integration of the cultures that is not going to happen. The Bella Bill will continue to weaken our African languages, ladies and gentlemen, because we are not really developing them. We're just forcing ourselves into white schools. And that is why we're building the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We want to choose the second language. Yes, English is a problem, but that is the medium that we have succumbed to. But it will come to an end with this generation of Paseta. It will come to an end because we're going to condition them differently for the future, for the distant future. We as Africans are not going to speak English forever. And somebody has to say it like that. We as Africans, we are not going to speak English forever. We might fail and we might die speaking English, it's okay. But we are going to condition and we're going to set up the next generation to a better stance in changing this issue of uniting Africans. I know many African people don't want to hear that, we are advocating for Kiswahili to be the language that Africans speak throughout the entire Africa. They are okay with speaking English, it's okay. But we are going to change the next generation's mindset. That's what I want to say. Then at the NHI, like I said, I will believe it when I see it. He says they are ready to implement it in Gauteng. No, you are not. You've got budget cut in all of the departments. You don't. Treasury is not going to give you guys billions of rands so that poor people can go to any hospital. Treasury is not there to liberate black people. Treasury is looking at the fiscus of our country and the viability of how money must flow. So Godongwana is not going to give anyone money. Let's forget about that one. But it is a good policy that the ANC is suggesting, but it's not going to happen. I will wait personally for when it happens. And again, you know my stance. This issue of taking our children, forcing them in Afrikaans only schools, we are going to get racist incidents almost every week. That will be flowing on camera. You're going to have people like in Girls High, Pretoria Girls High, that are saying, staff members that are saying we are not greeted because we are black, or on children being mistreated. We're going to get big fights, I promise you. And Lawama 2000 Lava, their minds are not okay, Lava. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So again, what I love about Panyaza is his stance when it comes to the Democratic Alliance. When Panyaza speaks about Helen Zilla, he comes alive, man. He comes alive.
Asbanengi. Yabona mina comrade TG. Kulombuso suphethe la eGauteng. IDA yakhala asibafakanga, and we don't want them, and we are not ready to accommodate them, and we can demonstrate that we can run government without them. You can't have a member of government of national unity when there is no load shedding. That member of national unity, it does not say it's the ANC. That member of national unity, when there is load shedding, he blames the ANC. When there is no load shedding, he says it's government of national unity. What kind of a partner is this one? What kind of a partner is this one? We are reiterating our stand. We are in coalition with the DA at government of national unity. But we are not friends of the DA, and we are not friends of Helen Zille, and we are not partners with AfriForum. We are not partners with all racists. We are ready to defend our movement.
So the reason why Panyaza Lusufi is loved outside the ANC is because of what the Gauteng leadership did by excluding the Democratic Alliance from their minority government in Gauteng. Very, very important move. It showed us that Panyaza is a true man. It shows that Panyaza has got no fear. Upanyaza does not agabai skelemi. Upanyaza agawasaba mapunu. Upanyaza indota. You know, we look at the ANC and we are struggling to find men with balls. We are struggling. Panyaza is one of those who does not shake under the pressure of the Democratic Alliance. And you know how much pressure they put on him, demanding these ministries and all of those things in Gauteng, and he said no. He rather worked with the other the Patriotic Alliance and other parties that were serious to work with him and not work with the DA. So for that, and for only that, we will always honor Panyaza for doing what he did. We will always honor him. From outside the ANC, We love what Panyaza is doing. And I promise you, should Panyaza get into presidency of that political party, the African National Congress, there's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of change. They are not going to win elections like as in 51%. But it will be a step in the right direction because of this stance that he takes without without the DA. And that's why I said on my previous videos that the ANC has to align and start having talks with the EFF, talks before talks, because it's going to get messy come 2027, come 2029. It's going to get very messy, and the ANC will need a political party that can stick with them. So the EFF is their best bet because we know the ANC does not want to work with Zuma again. They don't want to. They don't want. They can pretend as if they want to, but they don't want to give Zuma that satisfaction that he has won over Cyril Ramaphosa. But who knows what is going to happen when Cyril Ramaphosa is no longer there. So Panyaza says we are not friends. We are no longer friends with the DA. We are not friends because the DA, what they do, every time there's something wrong with the government of national confusion, they blame it on the ANC. But when there's something right, then they say, look at the GNU is working, So you can't have partners like that they openly go and attack the deputy president. They openly disrespect the instruction of the president of the country. You can't have partners like that. So the DA, and the DA is tested power. They are not going anywhere. So I encourage the ANC to continuously abuse the DA because like an abused woman who does not want to value her own life in a relationship, the DA is not going anywhere. They're going to take all the abuse from the ANC, and the ANC must continue abusing them. And the DA now must continue to stress the ANC because we told the ANC not to go with the DA, but they did. Okay, here's a point that Chris Hani, the killer of Chris Hani, Yalush Walush, the way Panyaza spoke. Okay, let me just play what Panyaza said.
Close with this message. It's a very painful message. Umbulali ka Chris Hani, uJanus Walus, bami interview ku TV. Wathi mangatholi isikhathi esinye futhi uzawuphinda abulale uChris Hani. If this is not an insult, then I don't know what are insults. We really believe Janus Walus has broken his parole condition because the parole condition says that he must show remorse. And the mere fact that he has not shown remorse, we want to deposit in the alliance agenda. We must do everything possible to revoke iparole yaga Janus Walus and send our soldiers le Poland, Simlande, abuye futhi la country and serve his time in jail. Sizombambam, simshukashuk, simlahlele phezu. Sizombambam, simshukashuk, simlahlele phezu. Sizombambam, simshukashuk, simlahlele phezu.
No, yes. I feel like I almost said a bad word. We are cowards, man, Tina Bantu Abamnyama. I don't know how to put it better. The way we dealt Tina Bantu Abamnyama, the way we dealt with the Chris Hani situation, watching from a distance as if it does not impact or affect us, was in a cowardly way. And ngizwile mangikhuluma ukuthi why labantu laba bebaboshe no Chris no Yalush Walush bamyeke for 29 years lapha, or for how many years, 27 years that he was in prison. Bamyekile obekayi-one eseleni or bekwenzakalani. My issue with the Yalush Walush, my issue with the ANC, the Communist Party, and all of us is that Dimpo Hani, the wife of Chris Hani, continuously told us that this man is not remorseful. It took Raymond Zondo to release that man. I will continue to repeat that Yalush Walus finished his 25-year term, because life in South Africa is 25 years. He finished that term when the Chief Justice was Mogoeng and it was Jacob Zuma as the president. Those two never released Yalush Walus. They never released. You can say, Jacob Zuma went to visit Clive Dive. You guys know what happened there. Let's just make your research. The man requested that Jacob Zuma must come and see, seeking parole, but Jacob Zuma obviously did not grant it because Jacob Zuma wanted names. But Yalush Walus in the interview says there was no names. This was purely a racist, racial attack. And he said in his words that if he would have an opportunity to do it again, he would do it again. My problem with that statement is that now Panyaza is saying, we will go back and go and fetch him in Poland. And no, we will not do such a thing. Why? Because we don't have a president that feels the pain of how much the killing of Chris Hani affected our country. We've got an ANC that is full of cowards. We have the Communist Party that is full of cowards. We have got an army that is weak. And on top of that, this story was broadcast on our national TV. On ENCA. It was broadcast in front of everyone. And the man said, listen, if I had another chance, I would do it again. I did see some people write a request to the Broadcasting Commission to say, let that story be removed. But it's not enough. Why are we not picketing to the ENCA offices and demanding that story must never be aired on TV again? Why? Because as Katali, let's be honest, we don't care. We don't care. Let's stop pretending, man. Let's stop pretending. These people must bonile ukuthi thina si weak angeke senze next. That's why actually bona abathuki masithi sizothatha umhlaba, because angeke siwuthathe umhlaba. Ngeke. With this government that we have right now, ngeke siwuthathe umhlaba. None of them are worried. We are not going to touch their farms. We're not going to touch their mines. We are not going to do anything with this government that we have. Maybe another government will give me some hope and faith. But this government that we have are not going to do anything that is radical in terms of Yalush Walush. Because you can. They can try, man. They can try and say, listen, Polish, this man did an interview and this is what he said, we want him back. They're not going to get him back. Remember, the same government, Malawi, just 3 countries away. Amaguptas. Right? You're going to fetch Yalush Walus who have served this term to come and serve an additional term. Very disappointed with Panyaza for even suggesting that it's not going to happen. I think there he was playing to the crowd because he knows the killing of Chris Hani sparks emotions from South Africans, but nothing like that is going to happen. Utina, we're patriotic to a certain extent. We are patriotic to a certain extent. That's why I'm saying, that's why you see me honoring Bishop Mike Radebe. You see me honoring that man because people want to sing, yeah, let's build the school. Yeah, let's do something. Yes, let's change something. Yes, let's change our community. Once you ask those people to put their hands in their pocket, then they are silent. It's the same people who are silent when we are supposed to build for our coming generation who will complain about African people getting together and building something. Same people will complain, why is the African people building an Uber outlet that is only for Afrikaans-speaking people? You know, the app is in Afrikaans, everything is in Afrikaans. The same people will complain about AfriForum. The same AfriForum has got people that donate to it every month. Every month they are donating there. Why? They are patriotic towards their culture and their culture. You complain about Orania, they build a school in front of you, they're building a city in front of you. Why? They are intentional with their money towards their culture. You come to us, Abantu Abamnyama, and you say, let's do something. And then what you get is criticism. You're a scammer. Yeah, here comes another VBS. Here comes another. Our people is the people that you have to fight first to build something for them. And I'm not talking about, because it hurts me to say this, because the people of Paseta actually do donate to the school. It's not a lot of people. It's not 10,000 people like we are requesting, because the channel has got 45,000 people and we are asking for 10,000 people. But I'm saying it's not everyone that is donating. The few that is donating, the train is moving. It's in motion. So I'd like to thank you. I'm not by any means taking your people, but I'm saying our African people to put hands in their pocket and actually contribute to a movement. Kunzima. So I must honor people like Oprah Mike Rateng. I must honor people like that, because they are found far in between. You go into communities, you find these people are scarce to find. So where you are sitting, yes, you might, and I'm talking to people who are working. Yes, you might not have 1,000 rand to come to the gala dinner. I understand it. Yes, you might not have a 1,500 rand to buy a pallet of bricks on the Mike Ratebe campaign. You might not have that. Yes, I understand it. But you are telling me you don't have a 50 rand to contribute. A 50 rand. Okay, a 20 rand. You don't have a 10 rand to give to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, but you want to see black children in excellent schools. You've got a complaint with public schools. You want to see black schools competing with international standards. But you want to see it in your hopes and in your dreams, but not in your finances. I'm going to start preaching. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for everyone who supports the Pan-African School. I can never thank you guys enough. Tell me, what do you think about this speech of Panyaza Lusufi and what they are trying to do in terms of him reinforcing the statement that he still has got power there in Gauteng? Is it going to last? The PEC is going to, the NEC is going to take a decision very soon. And I think if they don't go for him, they are definitely going to go for the people underneath him. Scramble them, because the ANC is good in one thing, in killing the party from within. That's something that they have done excellent since Jacob Zuma left. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.